All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into it, man. You know, I filmed a podcast yesterday with my new videographer, Elvis, and my friend Goodwin here, it was not feeling well. He was a little bit under the weather, so he couldn't make it to film our podcast. But today, we're filming our podcast, and I just want to go ahead and introduce Goodwin to everybody, to all my subscribers. You guys know me. Today's his day, and this may potentially be the start to a whole new beginning here on the podcast, a whole new format, a whole new filming format. So, without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and let Goodwin tell his story a little bit. I know that he came here from Scotland, correct?
Born in Scotland.
Yeah, born in Scotland, came here from Scotland.
No, I was born in Oklahoma, funny enough.
What happened?
Oklahoma. I was actually born in Oklahoma.
You were born in Oklahoma.
So I'm a dual citizen. I was born here, lived here until I was 5 years old. And then...
No shit. So you're an American citizen?
I'm an American citizen. I've got an American passport, and that's what that trips so much people out. And see, the thing as well,
that's hilarious.
My name's Alan Denzel Goodwin, right? But no one calls me Alan. Everyone calls me Denzel, like Washington.
Yeah.
But whenever I tell people my name over here, no one understands what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah. I like Goodwin.
Well, all my friends were, when they seen that video, they were like, hey, Goodwin, Goodwin's not going to be here. They're like, they don't even know his fucking name. But, so basically I just, obviously seen you on the Concrete podcast.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how you were out here starting your studio and stuff on YouTube. And I started watching your channel. And as I said, you were just kind of doing it yourself, starting it. And then obviously we started talking about how I think we could probably come up with some good content and use the differences in culture and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started messaging, and basically I was already moving out here, and that's kind of how.
So how did you said you lived here in Phoenix before, correct?
Yeah, I moved out here, right? So I got out of prison, right? But because I'm a dual citizen, like I wouldn't be allowed in the country.
You were at prison here in the United States?
In Scotland, thank God. No, fuck that.
Oh, okay. You went to prison in Scotland?
Scotland, yes. In Scotland.
So did they deport you?
No, that's what I'm saying. I was in Scotland. I get caught with drugs and shit whenever I was like 18 or something.
Yeah.
I went to jail for like a couple of years, and then I get out. I came over here for my sister's wedding. She was getting married in Vegas again. Yeah. Because I'm a dual citizen, I can use my American passport and come over.
Yeah.
But if I've not got it, I tried coming over for my friend's wedding a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And because I never had my American passport, I had to do a visa and stuff, and it said, I gave them my social security number, everything you can think of. Right. Apart from, it said criminal record. I'm like, just left that out. And they said, yeah, you can go. I went to the airport, next thing I know, I was pretty much, they told me I couldn't go to America, basically. So even though my passport in Britain says born in Oklahoma, right? They still wouldn't let me through.
They still wouldn't let you fucking...
Because it was a British passport and a visa.
Oh.
So I had to get my American passport to move over here, do you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So it was a bit of a pain.
That's funny. You're an American citizen, born here.
I know. But I spoke to a guy that done a kidnapping charge in Scotland, and he managed to come over to Disneyland. Do you know what I mean? Kidnapping people over here in Disneyland.
He had a kidnapping charge.
He's jumping about the Mickey Mouse hats and shit.
So he had a kidnapping charge, and they let him come over here to go to Disneyland.
So that gave me faith.
Yeah. That's funny. That's fucking hilarious. So, what's been going on, man, since you've been here in
since I've been here
in Phoenix? How long have you been here?
Right, I've been here for like a month now. Right.
Okay.
So you need to remember the first couple of days, because I told you, listen, I'm going to need to learn how to tone my accent down and stuff, because let it go fast, and I need to learn how to slow it down and talk a bit more. So, whenever I first moved here, I was staying in a Motel 6 for like 3 days, right?
A Motel 6?
Terrible decision.
Sketchy.
Sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, you should have told me where you were going to stay when you got here. I would have told you to stay away from Motel 6, stay away from Red Roof Inn, stay away from La Quinta, stay away from...
Mate, as soon as I got there, I was like,
all of the budget.
Which one? I'm like, nah. They're like, you want some pills? And I'm like, no, I'm cool, mate. Every time you go out for a cigarette, they're like, yo, man, you guys smoke? I'm like, no. Like, fuck it. Yep. I literally was hiding my stuff in my trash bag. My room was going to get robbed and shit.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I'm just a white boy jumping about in Motel 6.
Yeah, you got to stay away from the budget motels here, man. It's just drug addicts.
Well, they're full of it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's actually jam-packed with it. Like, I don't know, it was dodgy as hell, man. And then that's what I'm saying. Let's see, when I told you the first woman that I moved into. When I moved out here, I moved in with this like woman that.
You were staying with would you hit her up on Craigslist?
Craigslist, and she started with crazy as shit, right? So this woman, I messaged her on Craigslist, and I was just trying to get the fuck out of the Motel 6.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, she's came along and she's like, yeah, I can stay with me. I never really vetted her. I just kind of jumped in her car and went to her place.
Right.
Turns out she's a fucking tweaker, right?
Oh, why is she a tweaker?
She's talking about fucking, I'll shoot this motherfucker. I'm just like, shit. It's a fucking, I'm like, what the fuck? That's the type of shit I'm trying to escape. And I'm like, fuck this. And she came downstairs. She's got like mad marks in her face and shit. She's obviously smoking fucking pills or something.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, right, I need to get the fuck out of here. And
so did you end up staying with her or no?
For like 5 days, right? But I paid her for like half a month's rent for like $600 or something, right?
Yeah.
And then she had another roommate that was a woman, and the woman was like, she was like pretty chill, like just smoked weed and stuff like that. Another one was always fucked up on meth and fucking whatever the fuck. It's just sitting in the room, and in one point she was shouting about the other roommate while she was next door, going, I mean, this fucking bitch. And I started shouting all this stuff, and then she started singing. You ever heard that Big Sean song? I don't fuck with you.
Yeah, Big Sean. Yeah,
she started singing that. She's like, bitch, I don't fuck with you.
Oh, talking to the other roommate? Wow.
And I'm sitting downstairs like, get me the fuck out of here.
So you paid her $600. You stayed there 5 days, and then you just left.
No, what? I was going to just try and dip out because I set up another place to stay on Mill Avenue. Like nice.
Was it a nice place though?
No, that's what I'm saying. It was like, to me, it was better than White Crook in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? Like people, the White Crook's like the fucking hood over there.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So fucking whenever I came over here, it was better than that. But then I had to go back, and I felt like I was fucking getting trapped with a mad tweaker. Do you know what I mean? So eventually, I messaged this other girl. I've got a place in Mill Avenue, a nice little spot. So I've moved in there. I'm in there till August, man. But whenever I left, like I told the woman, I was like, listen, she's like, hey man, you got the rest of that rent? And I'm like, I'm fucking moving. That's what I'm thinking. I'm moving.
I'm out.
And she's ended up going like that to me. She's like, I mean, she's like, you need to get that fucking rent. And I'm like, listen, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to be leaving on the 1st. And it was like 6 days or something, so it was a bit of notice. And I already gave her, like, over the time that I was staying there, I was only there for like a week.
Yeah.
I gave her 2 weeks. And then next thing I know, she's like, what was it? She's like, motherfucker, she's like, I'll phone my brother, he'll kick your ass. And I'm just like, it's cool.
So she just started snapping on you.
I made the mistake of telling her, like, oh, this shit, like, you're shouting at Big Sean songs. I made the mistake of busting her balls. I mean, like that night, I was like, listen, this is the reason why I'm leaving. You're fucking crazy. Listen, I just started.
That's what you told her?
And it was like 10 o'clock at night, the worst mistake you could make.
Yeah.
She's like, get the fuck out of my house. So I'm fucking just out of Scotland 5 days, and I'm like, I might be homeless again.
That's hilarious, man.
So basically, I ended up moving in with that girl like the day after. I had to stay in another hotel, but this time I went to.
So where are you staying now?
Well, don't want to give that away, but I've got a nice luxury apartment place that I'm renting out right now, just on Mill Avenue.
You have an apartment?
Yeah. See, on Mill Avenue, it's like a big tall rise one, so it's really nice. Get like a rooftop pool and stuff like that. So
shit.
Again, better than White Crook. Yeah. Just females for days.
What's it called? White Crook?
Aye, White Crook. Aye.
That's the ghetto in Scotland?
Aye, like that's. Like,
is that like Glasgow?
Aye, like Glasgow. Like I don't know if you've looked into Glasgow and stuff. Like, see this?
I know a lot about it. No, I've researched. Yeah.
Right. Well, see this top. There's gonna be a lot of people in Scotland that watch this that are gonna hate me for wearing this top.
Yeah.
Because it's a Celtic top, and you've got Celtic and Rangers. So see in Scotland.
Yeah.
The way it worked in history was used to. Everyone was Protestant in England basically.
Protestant.
And then you had then you had all the Catholics immigrate over. I think it was after the potato famine. I'm not 100%.
From Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people didn't like them. Do you know what I mean? That was like
immigrants
coming in. So
immigrants.
Everyone hated the Irish. So it's the same. It's the same.
Dude, the Irish can't catch a break
because it happened over here as well.
Yeah. The Irish just cannot catch a break, dude. They hate them here. They hate them over there.
People got that white privilege.
Fuck, man.
But so they came over, and it was just like that was always the thing. So over there, it's not so much race; it's more religion. So like a lot of people, and they tie it into soccer as well. So like my team's like a Catholic based support.
Soccer's like a religion.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I don't know if you've seen what happened recently. Some like rich fucking like franchise owners and stuff over here bought like big football teams in Europe. Like soccer teams.
They didn't like that, huh?
And no, but what they done was they tried to take them out this big league that we've done for years. It's part of football history and stuff. But these Americans have came in and tried to Americanise it and make it like a tournament.
They just they don't care about the sport. They want the money.
Well, there's no like, relegation and anything. They just said cherry picked all the best teams that make money and put them in and said to everyone else, fuck off. Well, the whole thing is you're supposed to be able to build up and earn a spot to get in that place, like, to play in that high tournament and stuff. So people are like, no, fuck this. And that's how powerful football is. Everyone boycotted the games and stuff like that because well, we're not letting Americans come in here, fuck that shit up. So I don't know, but they'll probably still get it because money talks.
So do you guys call it soccer? You guys call it football?
No, we call it football.
Football, right?
Football. But
that's. I mean, I know because European. I have a lot of friends who are European, and I don't understand it. Like, I'm not a sports guy.
No, but you know, I was watching it the other day, and I'm like, I get why Americans like this because it was like 0-0 and it's 70 minutes into the game, and I'm like, this is dog shit. But then you can get a mad spectacular moment. A guy does an amazing goal, but I think it's more if you play a sport, I think you're more adjusted to appreciate it more.
Which I did not. Yeah, I didn't grow up in sports. I'm not a sports guy. I don't watch any sports.
No, I don't. Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. No. I pay attention to it a little bit. Like half pay attention to who's doing what teams are winning
who's fighting who. This.
Like
you're in the loop.
No, I can't. I don't know statistics. And,
I don't know
who's been traded and who's doing what. I don't like. I just don't. I have other things that I have fucking going on in my brain that But like I get it that it's just part of your guys' culture over there.
Well, with football, that's what I'm saying. It's like
you guys are indoctrinated into football from fucking since you were born.
Well, see, whenever I came over here, for instance, right, I never knew if you piss in the street a couple of times, you can get put in the sex offenders list, right? Because I get caught pissed in the street one time, right? And it was at the back of a post office after the bar.
Here
in Arizona, right? But see in Scotland, right? In Scotland, the police, if you're at a soccer game or something, they encourage you to go into an alley.
Really?
And piss, do you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, right, I went round to the back of this post office after the bar. I didn't know, but I was pissing in the air conditioning unit, right? And the police came around and like, do you know this is a federal building? Like, you know that's an air conditioning unit and everyone in the post office is going to smell your piss tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm still mid pissed, not there. He's like, stop it, I'm like, mate, I can't stop. But fucking, and then the ironic thing is, he took me away and a fucking police horse had to come, and then the fucking police horse pissed on me.
No way.
I started pissing and it sprayed on me. And then years later, someone said I could have sued the state and made money off that.
Wow. What a trip, dude.
No, but I basically just came over that in Britain, they started shutting everything down, like shutting it down, opening it back up, and just get sick of it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see, that way, I've kind of got like a second chance. Like I said, I've got a criminal record over there, I've not got a driving licence over there, my credit's dog shit. Let's see what we were talking about earlier on, like you don't get taught about finances and stuff when you're younger.
Yeah.
I never knew I never get any guidance when I was younger. I get told
they don't really teach you shit
that's
here.
What I'm saying, they don't. I've just recently found out about trade lines, with getting your credit and stuff like that.
Yeah, they don't teach you any of that here. They don't teach you in school. I mean, unless you hear it from like a relative or
usually
your
rich
parents.
People will pass it down to their kids. It's rich families pass it down to their kids.
Yeah, it's generational wealth.
It is, that's exactly.
Yeah, it's generational wealth.
Because they don't want you to. They want you to be a consumer. They don't want you to. In general, in the mass, when they educate you, they don't want you to know about how to work the system.
No, they keep you just smart enough to do the paperwork and push the buttons, and dumb enough to not be concerned about global trade or the stock market or
see, you've got a lot of this stuff, man. See, like, this COVID stuff. One of my friends, she's in the rabbit hat, heavy anti-vaccine, like, rabbit hole. Like,
okay.
Is that a term over here? No, it's like.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a saying. You
I've just fucked up.
No, you just said it. Yeah, you just said it out of order. No, she fell down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, she was.
She said she's an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah,
and fucking.
I don't
and she's from here, or
she's from Scotland, but she's like successful business and stuff. But she's pretty much a mad millionaire, I think, right? But she's crazy about that vaccine stuff. She's like, but she's got like some valid points, but at the same time, I'm like, right, I don't know enough about it, and I try not to learn enough about it, but. I ended up taking one the other day just to keep my dad happy because he's paranoid out his nut. Yeah,
I'm asymptomatic, man.
See, I think that as well. I've not had any symptoms this full last year and a half.
And I was living in Anaheim, California before I moved out here. I was living with my cousin and his fiance, and they both had COVID.
Right.
Really bad.
Oh, you were staying with them?
Yeah, and we were in a small apartment. They both had it. They both tested positive, and I had no symptoms at all. None.
And see, I'm the same. Look, that's what I've been saying to my dad. He's like, That's what I had to get him for Father's Day. Because he was so paranoid about COVID that I can't buy him anything because he'll leave it outside for 3 days and shit. You know.
Really? He's that paranoid.
He's that bad. Because his wife's got underlying health issues, so he's just they're very cautious. But so like he came to visit. I've only seen my dad like twice since I've been here, but it's like from like 12 feet distance. Shit,
no shit.
So it's funny, man. But he takes that stuff like. And he's like, Denzel, get a vaccine, see, because of the healthcare system over here. It's really expensive, obviously, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So he's just talking about in case.
What's your guys' healthcare system like over there?
Oh, we get that shit for free.
No way.
No. Do you not know about British healthcare system?
No.
Right. So see over here, if you get hit with
you'll die over here.
I know. If you get hit with an ambulance in Arizona, you get no health insurance. $5,000.
$5,000.
For that. If you've got insurance, it's like $2,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But what happens in Britain is our taxpayers' money. So people will say, "Oh, socialist democracy and stuff." They brand it as socialism and all that type of stuff. But it's different. Do you know, social democracy is different from socialism.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just like we don't have crazy.
There's bigger pool funds for more community programs for health and stuff like that.
It's not as if we're just going, here's free tractors and shit. That's the thing people always say over here. Like communists, like, oh, if I want a tractor, my neighbours own the tractor and stuff. And you're like, no, that's not how it works in Britain. Like people don't. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So
you guys got free healthcare.
Yeah.
So say you need like a major operation.
Yeah. If you get it, you're probably waiting. That's the only problem because
it's a waiting list.
It's a waiting. That's the only negative about the healthcare system is that you're waiting. But
if you got money, can you get to the top of the list?
If you've got the option, no, but you've got options to go private. That's what I'm saying. So over here they always talk shit about, but I'm like, no, but we have the option to go private as well.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. So if you can't afford to go private, you still get healthcare.
And you'll get like again, you'll get all the like cancer and stuff. All that stuff's covered. Like
cancer treatment,
all that
cancer
stuff's
drugs.
covered. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think you're waiting a big waiting list like that with the big things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Shit.
But at the same time, like if you break, like I've broke my ankle and stuff playing soccer, and then next thing you know, you go down there and they just go, oh, there's a pain pill and put this this thing on.
Put a brace on you.
And then your ankle looks pregnant for the next 6 months, do you know what I mean? So it's just like, I think I'm due.
Yeah.
But so it's one of those ones. It's got its pros and cons, do you know what I mean?
Right.
But as I said, like you could be a traveller from America and go over there and get hit with a car. And then you could go in there, get fixed up, legs, and you would just walk out there. No one would ask you for any money, what your name is. No.
So you guys drive on the left side of the road over there, right?
Aye.
How does that feel for you
well,
over here?
Is that weird? I've only done it once, right? Because I started driving here.
Oh, wow. That's a trip, man.
I got a sketchy ass fucking driving course over here, right? And it was this driving course and it was all ex-police officers that were, right? So it was all these mad ex-cops that were obviously too fat or just corrupt or some shit, right? And all these police officers were the ones giving you the lessons. But my guy was the same guy that was giving me the test. But he liked me because of my accent and I was smoking cigarettes with him and shit, right? Yeah. So the guy liked me. And I ended up, my friends were coming to visit me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, excuse me, any chance I could try and get this test a little bit faster? Mm. I've only took like fucking 10 lessons or something, if I'm lucky. Yeah. And then the lessons, I'm like, do you know what I mean? So he's like, I don't know if you're ready, Denzel. And I'm like, let's go. And then next thing you know, he's giving me the thing and he's like, okay, as long as your dad takes you out for more lessons and stuff. I'm like, cool story, bro. So next thing I know, took the test, failed it, right? I was driving. He's like, whatever you do, Denzel, don't drive on the wrong side of the road. And you know, in America, you've got the crossroads obviously over here. Yeah. So and then you drive it to that side. Mm-hmm. Well, I've drove onto the oncoming traffic. No, he's having his view. And I'm just like, oh shit. And then I'm sitting, going, motherfuckers in the car. Motherfucker. No. And he's like, Denzel, calm down. Like,
so you've only driven on the left side of the road once?
No, well, I've done it once because I went back to Scotland and I rented a car. Mm-hmm. And I've never used a fucking roundabout. Because we don't have roundabouts over here.
The roundabouts. We have them here now.
You've got like 3. I think I went to one in the desert. And it was like,
are they more common out there?
Aye, but there's like literally 20 cars going around it. Over here you've got one where it's like in the middle of the desert and you can just drive around that.
Oh wow, so you'll get to it and you just got to keep waiting for an opening.
I was driving around about fucking 12 times, didn't I? You ever seen that National Lampoons?
Yeah.
That's when they go to London, they just get stuck in. That was fucking
stuck in
me.
the roundabout.
That was me, man. So and it wasn't on main roads. I would realise I'm driving on the wrong. It was always like quiet roads, like if you're going to a house or something. Yeah. You would see a car come towards you on the right side. You're like, oh shit. Right? So that's about it. But apart from that, like my friends are they can't believe that I've got a clean driving record over here because I'm fucking the biggest degenerate you'll ever meet over there. Do you know what I mean? I get myself so much weird, dodgy shit that they're like, there's no way you've got a clean... Well, my car got a hit and run one time that my friend took a shot at my car.
Yeah.
That's when I stayed here in America.
You got a hit and run here in America?
No, it was my friend, right? So, again, a lot of that shit, I hope my dad does this because no one knows this shit. But whenever I used to live here, my friend, right, he sold pills and shit like that, right? And one time he asked to use my car and I was like, listen, be back in like 15 minutes. You can use it to go see someone and come back.
Yeah.
And then he never came back for like an hour. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? And then next thing I know, I've messaged him. He's called me and he's like, bro, you got to phone the cops. He's like, I just did a hit and run with your car. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, bro, you got to phone the police, tell them to get stole. So I had to fucking phone the cops and do this. I told my other roommate, right, that's how the police work. Because I know how the cops work. They take you aside, ask you the same story, and if it collaborates, you're good. So I've been like, right, say that you woke me up at this time and my car wasn't there and blah, blah, blah. And I got my roommate to collaborate all the times.
Yeah.
So whenever the police came, I was standing outside my house and I'm like, oh, as if I'm the victim. Where's my car? And but the police officer that was just at the scene, he's obviously seen the car with no one in it and thought that he could catch me running back to my house because he's ran my plates and seen that my address was close to where the accident was. So this guy's drove round and I'm sitting there thinking it was like the police that I've called in for the hit and run, but it was the police officer hoping to catch me from running away from the scene.
Right.
So he's like, hey, get on the ground. I'm like, listen, I'm the victim here.
Yeah.
And then he started busting my chops and then fucking the other police officer eventually came. And then they took us aside, as I said, asked us the questions, our stories collaborated, our times.
Yeah.
So I just told my roommate, so you woke me up and the car was missing.
God damn.
And then I ended up getting my car back off my mate.
Was the car fucked up?
No, it was fucked up, but he ended up paying for it anyway, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
He would pay for the shit, but definitely never gave him the car again.
No shit. What a fucking prick.
Mate, that's what I'm saying. I get myself in stupid situations. That's why
Same. Yeah, dumb shit.
Well, mate, like last time I lived here as well, I used to rent my car out to this prostitute. That's what right. There was this.
You used to rent your car out to a prostitute.
Right. So my friend Fish, right, the guy that's in question, right, he's in doing 10 years right now. But he was seeing this chick, right, and she was a prostitute off a Craigslist. But she had a boyfriend, right? But it was funny because we were going into the boys.
Hold on, so she was a prostitute off of Craigslist. Yeah. How did you meet her?
Well, my friend, he met her as a prostitute. But then
he hit her up for some pussy.
Yeah, but then he started being all pussy whipped. Do you know what I mean? So this motherfucker was basically going out with her, but he wouldn't admit to us that he was.
Right.
He would call her, hey, the fucking whore. He'd call her, hey, the fucking whore. And that's what he calls us, the whore. So I thought that shit was hilarious. And one time I came in and, no, in fact, so I used to rent my car out to her because I used to work from 3 o'clock till midnight. And my car would just sit there. And I'm like, fuck it. She gave me $100. Well, fucking one time she came back and she's like, no car. She's just walking up to the car. I'm like, where the fuck is my car? And she's like, this guy beat the shit out of me. Apparently, like one of the guys she was meeting, his girlfriend must have seen the text messages and she's followed him to the hotel room and she's came in and just beat the shit out of the prostitute.
No shit.
And then I don't know if you've ever seen like a couple fighting and arguing. Never try to go, hey, try to break up.
Right.
Because both of them try to beat your ass. Oh shit. Both of them just start trying to beat your ass.
Pull it a little bit closer.
Thinking that it's going to. Like basically, they make up by going, look, we're both beating his ass. Do you know what I mean? So basically, that's what happened. Both the guy and the girl started beating the shit out of her, took her bag, and then my keys and shit were in it as well. So never had my car. I think they took the car as well. I got it back like.
That's good.
But I got it back like 3 days later or something.
No shit.
But again, never rented my car out after.
Wow. What a trip.
So I've learned from these mistakes, don't do that shit again.
Well, you got some dodgy ass friends here in fucking Phoenix.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, see, since I've moved here, I know who to stay away from now, do you know what I mean? Like, whenever I came here, it was so hard to judge who's dodgy and who's not.
Yeah, I guess that could.
Do you know what I mean? Because of the cultural, like,
the culture difference.
For instance, right, the first time I got here, I was at my job and this guy came up and it was just this older black guy, right? And he was like, yeah, man, and he started bullshitting because I'm a white guy with fucking an accent, do you know what I mean? So he's obviously just going to sit there and think he's a target.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, man, I do pounds of weed and stuff, right? And he's homeless and shit, right? But I didn't know this. I think these are my kingpin drug dealer, right? I'm believing all the shit he's telling me. I'm like, oh, yeah, no. I'm like, oh, he's black, so that makes sense. That's what I see in the movies. And then next thing I know, he's like, yeah, what you need? And I'm like, I just like $20 worth of weed. He's
Took
like,
your money and never came back.
He's went and he says, I was like, no, I'm not giving you the money. I think I can control the situation. He's like, okay, I'll go get it. I'll be back. And he's came back and he's given me a little bag and I've done the sneaky out. I went to the toilet. I've opened up. Motherfucker scraped shit off a wall. I'm just like, and then I ended up taking a girl out from my work. I took her out on a date about the next week. And I was walking down, this guy, hey man, you got any change? And I'm like, motherfucker, you fucking robbed me for $20. It was the same guy, asked me for change. So that was when I was fucking wild, man.
Yeah, this place is it is pretty wild.
What made you move out here?
So I was living out in Los Angeles, and it's during the whole lockdown thing, and so I just was like,
LA is just.
I kind of just had enough of LA, man. Just it's too expensive.
Is the traffic crazy as well?
It's unbelievable. Right. It's like nowhere you would ever experience, man. Nowhere I've ever lived, there's been traffic bad like LA. No, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. And I just got tired of it out there, so I just drove out here one weekend.
Was it?
Yeah, I just drove out from LA. It's like a 6-hour drive. I drove out. I drove out and I got a hotel room for like 3 days. I looked around and I was like, yeah, this place is like, I just dug the vibe. I dug the vibe. I dug the city. It was right in my price range. As far as cost of living and
compared
whatnot.
to LA as well, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, listen, LA, I was paying $2,100 a month for a small apartment.
Fuck, that's crazy. Isn't
small apartment, yeah. And for $2,100 a month here, you can get something on like the 20th floor.
Like my Gucci luxury apartment.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I went back to LA and then I just packed my shit in my car pretty much, and I was out here like 3 weeks later.
I just came out.
Yeah, like October 1st is when I moved out.
See, I was the same. All my friends during the lockdown, I was the same. It was like, I'm just fucking sick of this. Just
over it,
around. And again, I've always had the opportunity to do this and I had money saved up because over there the government were just giving us like $4,000 every 3 months.
No shit.
So 2020 was the best year of my fucking life. I know. Thank you, UK government. Her Majesty, thank you very much.
Yeah, they gave us like $1,200 total.
I know. Because one of my friends over here, he was like, yeah, bro, I get that unemployment, bro. He's like, get $400. I'm like, mate, I just get $4,000.
For people who were getting the unemployment, they were making out.
Making back. Well, the guy that I'm staying with,
they were getting like $1,200 every 2 weeks.
This motherfucker's getting like $550 a week. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me on?
Yep.
So fucking...
Yeah, they were making out pretty good.
We're going to try and get files real quick.
The unemployment people were making out pretty fucking good, man. And then, they got the whole PPP scam going on over
I've seen that.
Motherfuckers are hitting the PPP millions of dollars.
Have you seen there was a rapper that made like a rap song about how he was doing the PPE scam?
No.
And they arrested him because he was that stupid. They made a song.
And they got arrested?
How he done it. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of scams, a lot of fraud going on out here, man. Especially here in the United States, that everybody's a fucking piece of shit.
I think it's with the cards as well. See what I seen as well is that a lot more of the African American community are doing it because see the systematic sentences and stuff. If you sell drugs over here, it's usually minorities who sell it, so they make the sentences really high. But if you do credit card fraud, you're only going to get white collar time. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't think about that.
I see.
So a lot of people are going from the dope and be like, man, we got to leave the dope
alone. And there's more money in the fucking fraud.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why a lot of people are just changing it.
I never thought about that.
You get caught, you're only doing like 3-4 years. But if you get caught with I got a couple of grams of coke, 10 years.
Oh yeah, any amount of cocaine is automatic felony.
Is it? Aye.
Any amount is automatic felony here.
Yeah, fuck that up.
Yeah. I never had any drug problems, man. Like I never got into drugs or anything like that. I mean, I partied. Don't get me wrong, I partied.
You said you don't drink or anything now either.
No, I don't drink.
Is that just because you just don't hang out, or did you get down a path where you felt you had to
No,
stop?
I'm not an alcoholic. It never really affected my life to the point to where
just procrastination aspect, kind of.
Man, I don't like the way it makes me feel, man.
See,
and I don't like drunk people.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Like being around drunk people is just it's fucking aggravating.
I know.
And then the next day, nobody remembers anything they said, so it's just like meaningless conversation. you meet a guy at a bar and you talk to him for 2.5 hours, and then he has no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, they'll try to give you business ideas and shit like that.
Yeah, like I had my heyday with alcohol. You know what I mean? Like it was fun, and I used to fall down drunk all the time. So now that I'm older and I'm pushing 40, alcohol just hits my body different now.
Like I was saying earlier on, it's like at this age you start to get like 3-day hangovers from one night out.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely hits you differently. But like in Scotland, that's so much of the culture over there. So like over there,
drinking.
Just that's all you've got to do. Do you know what I mean? Over here, there's a bunch of stuff to do. Like you
they call them the pubs, right?
The pubs. And
so that's like the pub is like a cornerstone of every community. Like every community, there's like a pub.
Definitely.
And that's where all the old men go.
There's more than one, but like, where I stay, there's a pub. There's like 4 pubs in the 1 mile radius, and maybe half a mile radius. Do you know what I mean? Like,
how many people per town? Like in like a normal town.
I wish I'd done the research on this for Clydebank, where I'm from, but it's not a lot. It's like,
if you had to guesstimate,
50,000, 100,000.
50,000.
I don't know. Again, I might be completely wrong here, but
what city can you compare it to that you've been to here, the same size?
Not really, because mine is like a town. Clydebank's like a town. Right. So like over here
in the towns I'm sorry to cut you off, but the towns in Scotland are rural.
Yeah.
So anytime you travel from one town to the next, you have to travel through countryside to get to the next town.
Not so much like that. It's just more that it's not in the main city. Do you know what I mean? So like the city's like going to downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So but it's essentially that's where all the bars are. So it's like Scottsdale in a sense.
How big is Scotland? Because
Scotland's tiny.
It's a small country, right?
Arizona's like 10 times bigger than Scotland.
Really?
Probably. That'd probably pull that out of my ass as well. But Scotland, let's see if you ever. I always look at the map and I always look at United Kingdom, and you look at it and you go, how did they colonise all these places? The size of that little shit country. Yeah. But obviously, like
pretty amazing
stuff, they were more advanced with weaponry and stuff like that, I think. But basically, like over there, it's just a different thing. Like as I said, people finish work and they'll just go to the local bar. Like that's the only thing you can do over there. So, but no, so it's got me a lot of problems. But one time I accidentally picked up a prostitute. I swear down. So is it Van Buren or something? What's the?
I don't know. No.
Apparently there's like a street in Phoenix that's like known for like prostitutes. Right? I didn't know.
There's one in every city.
I didn't know this, right? So it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. And again, in Scotland, you've got like corner stores, just like you have pubs, and the same with bookies. Yeah. Like that's the most common things you'll find around neighbourhoods. Right. Is bookies for gambling, pub and corner stores to get like milk, bread, candy.
What do you call it?
A corner store.
Oh, corner store. Okay.
Corner store. I used to hate it. I used to walk in retail and people would go, "What time do you guys close at tonight?" And I go, 10:30. They go, "What?" And I go, 10:30. And I go, "What?" And I go, 10:30. I hated that shit.
That's good. I like that. That was good.
But I hated myself every time I'd done it. I felt like a little piece of me died.
Yeah.
It's not 10:30. There's not even a euro a D in it. Do you know what I mean?
Holy shit, dude! That is fucking the funniest. That is hilarious.
So I need to do that quite a lot over here because people are like, "What?" So if I say I'm working, people think I say I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm working. I fucking hate that shit.
It's funny. You guys can turn it off and on, the American shit.
No, well, I think because all we do is watch American TV.
Yeah.
And I used to have an American accent, so I think that's why I'm so hard to understand a Scottish accent.
Right.
Because whenever I moved over there was like kids and stuff my age in school, and they'd be like, go into the shop and say this, and I'd go, "Hey, you're a fucking wanker." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And eventually I got old, so I started to get a Scottish accent, but I mumble a lot and stuff over there with my accent, so I think that's something to do with having an American accent transition into. I don't know. That's maybe just me making excuses.
Yeah.
But I seem to make. Whenever I speak American, I can speak a lot clearer.
Oh, that is fucking fabulous, dude. That is absolutely fabulous.
I sound like Ned Flanders, so I just try not to do
You do sound like Ned Flanders. You definitely sound like Ned Flanders. That is brilliant. We're gonna do some skits. We're gonna film some skits and shit with that. Yeah, we're gonna have fun with that for sure.
Oh, I should hear my dad. My dad is the ultimate Ned Flanders. Hey, like, see, my last name's Goodwin. Like, we'll leave a restaurant and go, "Have a good one." Tell you, man.
Oh, that's fucking classic, dude.
So basically, I came over here basically just because I was just sick of it over there. Like as I said, there was jobs and stuff, but see the way they was working over there with jobs, they kept shutting everything down, opening it back up, and all the companies that you were getting work from, they were trying to get their money back that they lost over the pandemic. So they would start making you pay for their national insurances, which things that you wouldn't usually have to do.
Right.
And you were getting paid less wages essentially. And I was just doing dog shit work like labouring and stuff like that. See, like for masonry, building walls and stuff.
So you never went to college or anything?
No, I was
no secondary school.
I was kicked out when I was 16, selling hash and stuff like that. Like, I was left to fend for myself when I was 16. Do you know what I mean? So I've kind of always. That's how I ended up in the predicament of getting in prison and stuff like that. But essentially, moved out when I was 16. Well, get kicked out when I was 16. Moved in with my cousin and my sister. And again, I started selling hash and stuff as a young guy, just to people in my high school. And eventually it got more and more. And then eventually my house got robbed at Christmas one time. So one time I was down for Christmas dinner at my mum's. And I've had all my weed and stuff like that in my house in Drumryan, a different area. And I had my money and stuff like that on a safe. But at this house, if my cousin wasn't in, we would climb through the window. But there was a lot of heroin addicts and shit around this area, right? It was like there was a heroin dealer upstairs and shit, right? And he sent this person, apparently, he was sending some people to my door like junkies. And one of them gave me a fake note and shit one time, and I went round to their door and shit. And ended up getting more fake notes off him. I'm like, where'd you get those? But so it was just dodgy place that I was staying in. And then after that, I was getting in a lot of trouble, like just stupid teenage stuff, do you know what I mean? Fighting and stuff like that, and getting arrested for that.
Oh, I know all about that. Trust me.
Just stupid.
I had a very eventful youth myself.
I misspent youth.
Very eventful youth I had for sure.
Well, that's why I've just always. My mum's just been like, I'm fucking done with you at 16 because I was just a little fucking shit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So it's one of those ones. But again, I think that as well kind of makes you more independent. I try not to rely on people and stuff like that. I try and just get stuff done myself. I don't feel comfortable with people helping me and stuff, if you know what I mean. Like,
I do.
See, like my dad's pretty successful over here and stuff, right? But like, if he tries to help me like in any type of way, I don't feel comfortable doing it because so if he loans me money and I try to pay him back, he won't let me pay him back. Stuff like that, and that shit just.
You kind of just want to get it out the mud on your own.
Even if someone loans you money and they don't let you pay them back, I'm not going to loan money from you again.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because you won't let me pay you back, so that shit's going to sit and fucking eat away at me. So just stuff like that as well, man. But I've came over here and again, everyone, like my dad was like, are you sure? Like, we've got, like, he's scared of COVID and stuff. He's like, we can't really help you and stuff. Like, and I was just like, it's cool, don't worry. Little did they know I was staying in my dodgy Motel 6. Hiding my passport, my money under a trash bin.
Yeah, good idea.
Definitely. No, because I was literally thinking, I'm going to get robbed.
Yeah. I wish you would have told me where you were going to stay when you were coming over
I know,
here.
but I didn't want to tell anyone. Like, even because all my friends and family, I was trying to make it as if like, oh, in America, living it big. But in reality, people are like, hey, white boy, you want some pills? I'm going to get robbed.
Yeah.
But
I can imagine, like, the little dispensary I go to right around the corner from here is like, it's in the parking lot of a Red Roof Inn.
Oh, right.
This place is super dodgy. Super fucking dodgy. All, prostitutes hanging out. Just weird people just milling about in the parking lot and just doing nothing.
But this is the thing. They're about there all day and all night, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you start like playing like games and shit. Like, I wonder who's a prostitute, who's homeless.
Yeah.
See, suck that guy off.
It's pretty wild.
No, it's absolutely insane. Like, and as I said, I know how dodgy America is because, like I was telling you earlier on, I get robbed and stuff last time I was here.
Yeah.
Because my friend was staying in an extended Motel 6. And when he was staying at this extended Motel 6, I stopped messing with him because he get robbed before and stuff, and he was dealing with dodgy people.
Right.
So I stopped messing with him, and he came past. He's like, "Yo, mate," he's like, "I miss you, mate." He's like, "Come on, we'll play some NBA." And I'm like, "Right, what's the harm?" I was like, "It's like midnight, right? That's the worst mistake." I was supposed to be my friend's best man in a couple of weeks, and I went and I took my backpack that had my passports in it, right, my 2 passports. Went to my friend's Motel 6. Next thing I know, we're sitting there playing the PlayStation. Some girl comes to the door and she's like, "Hey, excuse me, have you got a charger and stuff?" And he's like, "No worries, there you go." She's like, oh, thanks, I'll bring it back in like 30 minutes. And he's like, no, it's cool, I've got a bunch of them, don't worry about it. And she was like, no, I'll bring it back. Next thing you know, we're sitting playing the PlayStation. The door chaps, he looks through the peephole, it's the female. He's opened the door, she just get pushed out of the way. Guys came in with a gun, the other guy with a knife.
No shit.
And they're like, get on the fucking ground. I'm like, you're alright, mate, don't you ask me twice. And see his face whenever I spoke, he was like, what the fuck?
No shit.
Just because of my mad accent. But then, this is how stupid I am, alright? See the pure Glasgow stupid mentality.
Yeah.
The guy that had the gun, right, he just pistol whipped the life out of my friend, right? My friend's sitting like in a Motel 6, you've got like 2 beds.
Yeah.
So say this is the room. Over there's the front door. His bed was there. He was getting pistol whipped the fuck out. I was on this bed. The guy was looking through the drawers, but he's like, get on the ground. And I was like, I was so pissed, right? But I just kept looking at the guy and like, motherfucker, like angry, mean mugging him. And he's like, stop looking at me. I just kept looking at him. I don't know why. I was just fucking pissed. And I was just looking. And eventually I was kind of distracted, like not distracting him, but he was worried about me because I kept looking at him. And then next thing I know, the guy that had the gun, my friend was beat the shit out of blood onto the bed and stuff, possibly dead. Like, I'm looking at him. And I'd done this mad stupid weird Matrix thing in my head where I'm at, I'm at, right, this guy's a fucking tweaker, man, I could probably beat the shit out of him. I convinced this shit in my head, but I knew that it could not happen at all. And the guy that had the gun had all our bags, but his gun wasn't showing.
Yeah.
And the other guy's back was towards me, and in my head I'm like, I could run over and punch him and run over. But then I'm like, no, you fucking can't. Right? And I remember telling myself, no, you can't. And for some reason I went, ah! And done like a mad flinch as if I was going to do something. And the guys dropped the bag and he's like, he's like, yeah, you'll kill me. And the other guys turned round and he's had a knife and the knife's fell on the ground and I've just been like, you're okay, mate? And I'm like, so that was my experience.
Wow.
And that's why I'm like, maybe move away from America.
Yeah, I think your judge of character.
Yeah, well, that's my problem. Whenever I moved here, I couldn't judge who was a decent person who wasn't. I would put myself in these positions.
Right.
Because I spoke to someone and I said that I get robbed at gunpoint 3 times in the 7 years that I lived here. And they were like, bro, I've lived here my full life. I've never had a gun pulled at me in my fucking life. Yeah. And I'm like, right, well, maybe it's me.
Yeah. So, yeah, putting yourself in front.
So
that happened to me a lot when I was younger, when I was living in Miami.
Yeah.
Because I was just, I was just inexperienced in life. And I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't judge who was fucked up. So I used to get fucked up. I used to be in a car and we used to go somewhere and then we'd be in a house and then all of a sudden the house we go to, now we're all getting robbed. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like my roommate was talking about bringing someone up the house the other day. And like I said, see from my experiences now that I've learned that, I'm like, don't be bringing up random people that you've just met up to their place. I was like, motherfucker's not coming up.
Yeah.
I was like, met this guy a month. I'm like, he's not fucking coming up here.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I was like, mate, I've been there where people come on and they'll act your friend and shit, and then they'll come back and rob you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, that is the reality of America, especially Arizona.
Yeah.
Everyone's got guns and shit. You're a puppet. As soon as someone puts that gun on you, you're giving them whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. That's why, I don't really fuck with a lot of people here, because just in general, just from people. Growing up, I don't really trust a lot of people.
Don't trust, like, you can't put trust in people. People let you down. It's like that. Even my roommate recently, that he started going angry and shit about some guy let him down for like weed or something. I'm like, mate, you can't. Like, first of all, you were laying this money on. You weren't buying it cash or anything, right? I'm like, you can't think that this guy owes you something. I was like, don't put your trust on people because people will let you down.
Yeah.
Like, depend on yourself. If you can't fucking get something done, try to figure out how to do it yourself. Do you know what I
agree.
mean? So it's, but as I said, a lot of people over here, a lot of people I've met over here just like lying shit as well, and I fucking hate it. Like,
everybody here's full of shit.
See when someone's lying and you can tell they're lying, and like, I'm that type of person where I'll just be like, you're talking shit. And I'll just like tell them. Like,
yeah, that's one thing you're gonna learn here about the U.S. is everybody here is full of shit.
Well,
everybody here is full of fucking shit, straight up. Or they got some kind of hidden agenda. You know what I mean?
Well, there was a guy who was telling me that it was part of the Bloods and the Crips, and I'm like, I don't think that's a thing. Don't think. And then he told me he was in prison and that he was in the cafeteria and a fight broke out and he beat the shit out of 3 guys and only 2 of them can talk now or something. And I'm like, mate, I know how prison cafeteria fights go. The screws come in and they fucking break that shit up real fast. There's no way that you The guy, there's no way this guy beat the shit out of 3 people and only one of them can speak. I'm like, you're talking shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't stand it.
A lot of people here are just full of shit, man.
It's just, I'd rather someone just tell me, like, truthful, like, if they're just like a quiet person. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. You don't need to make up lies to make yourself sound better. But, so as I said, so you came out here from, so see when you came out the prison in Florida, did you have like probation or anything like that, or did you?
Yeah, funny story. When I got out of prison in 2015, I was living in Miami. I had 6 months of halfway house.
Right. What's that like, halfway house?
So basically, it's just a place that you can only leave to go to work.
Oh, right. And you need to be in by a certain time and stuff like that. Exactly. Drug tests and all that type of stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
Right. Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah, so I did that for 6 months, which is better than sitting in prison.
And do you think that integrates you back into society better?
It does, especially if you've done a lot of time.
Discipline, it keeps your discipline and it gets you back out in the community and stuff like that. So you think it is beneficial then, yeah?
Well,
some people will take advantage of that.
Yeah, there's always going to be that. But for me, I didn't have anything or anybody to come home to.
Right.
So for me, it was a benefit because I got 6 months to basically work and save money.
And getting your feet right.
So that's what I did. I worked at the halfway house for like 6 months, and I worked at like a frozen food warehouse. I was working overnight. I was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And it was like a kosher food, kosher food warehouse.
So we jumped up at a rabbi sitting.
Yeah, I had 4 bosses, and they were all named Abe. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. There was Senior, and then there was his brother, and his name was Abe, and then the son's name was Abe. And then one of the employee that wasn't related to them, he was Abe. Yeah, no, there's one of them. No, the older was Hasidic.
Did they have the mad Jewish, the mad authentic guys, were they?
The little tassels hanging from their pants.
They drive? That's what I want to know about those motherfuckers you see with the hair. You're like, I want to see what kind of whip they jump out.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a trip, and I worked there for 6 months, and then I ended up getting a better job, and I saved up a little bit of money, and I got a 1-bedroom apartment, like a studio apartment in what city was I in? I think it was like Little Havana, Miami, which is a horrible fucking part of town. I mean, well, I kind of grew up there, so it's like. But if you're an outsider,
you look at it.
It's sketchy, So my studio apartment was extremely small, and I was just unhappy, man. I was catching a bus. I was getting up at like 4:00 in the morning. I had to walk like 3 miles downtown Miami to get on a train for an hour to catch a bus for another hour, and then I was working in a warehouse for like $11 an hour.
That sucks. And then all the transport, you start adding up all the transport fees in your lap.
Transport fees weren't that because I would just get a card and I would pay a monthly $30 a month. That's very good. And I could get on the bus, the train. All like Miami-Dade public transit. So, but it was like I was unhappy, and my life I was like, this sucks, dude. You know what I mean?
I was the same as well, mate. I was doing labouring jobs and stuff over there, and again I've got a criminal record over there, so I can't do like good proper jobs that I want to try and go for and stuff because I'm basically just going to be a Benson. Like a guy get
a Benson.
That's like a term for saying. It's basically a bitch, basically on the job site. Go do that. Go do that.
Is it called a Benson?
A Benson. That's what you call it in Scotland. Just like if you get someone that you get to do shit, a Benson.
A Benson. That. Yeah, we'll have Benson do it. I got you.
Right. So I was basically a Benson on the site, getting told what to do and shit. And it's hard work, but you're getting paid decent money at the start, and then, as I said, if you work for an agency, they take a cut of that fee.
Yeah.
And at one point during the pandemic, I started working again, and they were taking more money and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I was working 12-hour shifts for like $12 an hour, which was pretty decent for that at the time.
Right.
Like, cost of living and stuff difference compared to.
But it's manual labor, it's physical labor.
But at the same time, 12-hour shifts, and I was expecting, at least I'll get a good wage, but then it turns out with all the fees and shit, it works out to like fucking something like pure dog shit wages.
Right.
Like, it was under £400 for like a week's
and it's a bummer, dude. I feel it, dude. And so it got to the point to where I just didn't want to do it anymore. Right. So I started doing credit card shit again.
Right. Is that how you started doing it again? You went straight and then you tried.
I went straight for like 5 months, and then I jumped right back into the credit card shit.
What you know?
It's what I know. You know what I mean?
Right, I'm dog shit at this, but
I went and bought a laptop, and that was it, man. I was back off and running. Listen, after doing credit card shit for like 3 weeks, I had a car. You know what I mean? Fucking, I quit my job.
Couldn't buy Abe's shop.
Yeah, I quit my job. I fucking had a car, had a Cadillac. Fucking
like Abe, your cousin's working for me, Abe Jr.
And some shit happened, and like some dodgy shit happened with some people I was dealing with, and I ended up going. I ended up getting violated. So I had 3 years of probation, like federal probation. And when I violated, I went back in front of the judge, and the judge, my judge told me, she told me that I'm not supervisable. So she killed my paper.
What's that mean, kill your paper?
No more. They just ended it.
Oh, did they?
So they just released me with no probation, no nothing in 2016. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, perfect. Well, she was basically saying that you're unsupervisable, like there's no point in supervising you.
Yeah.
So
but I'm not a danger to the community, so she's not going to send me back.
Because it's a non-violent, right, yeah. And that's the same with my...
It was for fraud.
Yeah, that was...
So she was like, listen, we've had to extradite you from 2 different states multiple times.
Cost money.
You always take off. On every time you've been on probation, you've absconded. So it's like, what can we do?
It's just going to cost us more money, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. So so basically they just... terminated me, and that was 2016.
Right.
I've been coasting ever since.
See, I caught a charge again when I moved back to Scotland, right? I was like, right, whatever you do, don't do anything stupid. Right. And I was getting offered to do grows, like weed grows in my apartment and stuff, but I was like, no, because I know if I go back for drugs charges, I'll go straight back to prison.
You mean a grow? Like you're
like
grow?
Growing weed. Like people will say, can you do it in your apartment?
Yeah.
So I ended up turning it down a bunch of times, and then eventually I held for...
So marijuana is illegal in Scotland?
It's illegal over there, but it's not as... The police don't really... It's not criminalised as much, do you know what I mean? They kind of let you away, unless you've got like pounds or kilos, do you know what I mean? But if you get a little bit, they'll just take it off you and shit like that and give you a £20 fine or some shit, I think it is. They don't criminalise it as much as they do over here, kind of thing. But I think as well in England, I think they're starting to make it where you can grow up to 2 plants personal. They're slowly but surely. They usually copy America. See with everything that America does, Britain usually follows suit. Do you know what I mean? That usually kind of happens. So
the British version.
Yeah, aye. Not as fun. You know what I mean?
Not as fun.
They're talking about legalising weed, but they're like, we want the 70s weed, and it's like all these old politicians.
Yeah, you'll go, it'll be like 2% fucking THC.
They go, it's not the same weed we used to get in the 70s and that, and right? Because they're showing you this, man.
I have friends in Canada. It's pretty much British or Britain over there. And she said that she goes to the dispensary and she can only buy up to 10 milligrams in a chocolate.
Oh, can she?
I'm like, I can buy 1,000 milligrams.
What the fuck? That's not going to do shit.
That's what I told her. I was like, what's that going to do?
It's going to make them buy more tax money.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty strange.
I know, but it was interesting for me as well coming into it, because I've been to Amsterdam and stuff like that. I've been to Amsterdam. I had a layover there, and I went to Amsterdam and I went into like the stores and stuff. But I still felt as if I was doing something wrong.
Yeah. That's how I felt when they first passed it here. You kind of feel like you're fucking, like you're doing something wrong.
There's security guards outside with guns and shit.
It felt strange when they first legalized here, because I was living in Michigan when they legalized, and this was like 2010.
Right.
They legalized in like 2010 in Michigan, and it just felt strange walking into the dispensary or whatever. It was like, wow, this is... And it's like shifty people are always running the dispensary. Like the people who run the actual places, they're always like, they got dreadlocks. And they're like white people with like dreadlocks and like tie-dye shirts, you know what I mean?
They're all just stoned out their fucking out their head, definitely. See, whenever I stayed here before, see when it first got medicalised, right? Yeah. There was like this loophole where you couldn't open a dispensary yet for medical, but you could open a marijuana club. And what would happen is you would pay for a membership for this club. Okay. And what you would do is you would basically pay, like, you would go there and you would pay a membership fee of $40-$50, and you would go in and they would give you a gift of weed. Do you know what I mean? It was a loophole. Do you know what I mean? Loophole. Yeah. But exactly, the same guy that owned that company owned the building next door to it, and they would phone people and kid on the Google and phone people and say that they bought a website in the 90s. And they would say that they're owed $17,000 in ads. Yeah, that old scam. And I jumped on it for that day. And then I remember that one. And I'm like, hi, this is John from Google. But I sucked at that. So I think, no, but I realised what it was, and I was like, nah, I'm getting away for this. This is no my type of shit. But because it was like old women and stuff like that, when they were phoning and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, right, nah. It's the same with like solar panels. Like they sell to old people when it's not gonna make any difference to them. Essentially, they'll be dead by the time like actually starts making money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
yeah, dude, that's taking advantage of old people's kind of fucked up, man. That's
right.
I got
the banks. That's just
there's some lines in the sand, that I draw.
Well, it's the same even in prison. Like, there's still etiquette in prison. Like, if you hit women or fucking the end of that shit. Well, I don't know what it's like over here, but
same thing.
Is it? Like,
sure.
Hit women, you fucking do it with kids. Boom,
kids or fucking women or children or anything like that. Yeah, you're not gonna have a good time.
See, it's good over here that you guys get to say, "Show me your papers," because over there we just need to depend that we.
If you don't show your papers here, you get run off the yard. Oh, you got to check in.
Oh, but what do you mean run off the yard? Like, everyone will just beat the shit out of you.
Well, you got to go to the police and say, I don't feel safe.
You actually need to lock out or something.
Yep, and they pack you up and they take you out.
I've seen some of those jail documentaries where it's like state prisons and it's like just in a small ass place and these guys are like, right, you can either fucking handle it in this cell or you can't, and they need to fight the first day and they either need to stand their ground or tap out and get the fuck out of there, basically.
Yeah, there's some pretty rough spots here.
Did you have to do any of that race stuff whenever you went in there, like picking a side and stuff like that, or is it that? Is it as much as they say it is in the movies and stuff, basically?
Well, dude, my people came and got me as soon as I got there.
So you knew people in there and stuff.
As soon as I walked in, no, I mean the white people. My people. Yeah, because I had already had the tattoos.
I know you look. As soon as I told my friends, I showed them a picture of that. Alright, so you'll just did it with white supremacist.
Yeah, so that and I'm not a white supremacist. Like I'm so fucking far from, like I'm the furthest thing from it. But when I go to prison, it's like I have, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go hang out with all the black people and then I gotta fucking deal with, So I just.
I think it's crazy over here that you need to pick.
Yeah.
Like,
so when I go to prison, I was with all the white supremacist guys, but I'm not a white supremacist. But the whole thing was just fucked up. But it was like
politics. Like you need to do it.
It's politics, yeah. So it was,
fuck you up if you speak to other people,
and I was the spot I was at, it wasn't so much white supremacy, like it was like
race,
it was Odinism. So the people who believe in like
is Odin like a Viking type?
Yeah, the Vikings, like people who believe in like the Viking lore and their laws. Yeah, we used to have bonfires out on the fucking prison yard, and we were drinking out of fucking horns and dude, the whole we were frying meat out there. Yeah, because it's like, listen, okay, so in the United States, if it's a recognized religion by the government, they can't deny you your religious rights. So when I got there, I joined up with the Odinists, so I was like a fucking Thor. Hail Odin!
Is that why you've got that? Have you not got that tattoo or something?
I got Thor and Odin tattooed, but I already had them before I got there. So it just worked out perfect for me. Because when I got there, I had Thor and Odin tattooed, and they were like, "Hey, brother," and I was like, "Brother," you know what I mean?
White people love that religion, though, or is it if you go into religion, is it mixed? Is it okay to mix if you go into a religious kind of thing? So say you were Christian and you went into church, but it was mixed race, would you still be okay with?
No, yeah. So they have to give you your religious rights in the federal penitentiary, or you can sue them.
Right.
And they've had lawsuits.
Well, I heard that if you go in there, like in Arizona, I've been told this, right? That if they give you the food in the jails, so dog shit, basically.
You can say
it says you're Jewish and you get kosher stuff.
It's not, yeah, but it's not
that better. But
it's not that much better.
Better.
Yeah, believe me, it's not that much better. I used to buy somebody's kosher trays off him every night. Yeah, because he used to get them, and then I used to buy them off him because I didn't want to eat the regular shit. So I used to eat the kosher trays every night. They were all right. I mean, they're a little bit better, but it's mostly just egg noodles and fucking like meat, like whatever, some kind of meat, egg noodles, and then like a vegetable, and then like a juice. And then sometimes they have like a special cake.
Did you guys ever used to have to use like kettles? Did you ever get kettles
in
prison over there? No, so you never get hot dogs or anything you could make in yourselves?
No, fuck no,
right,
man.
No, see over there,
we had microwaves, but there was like one spot where there was like 4 microwaves, and you can go heat up the water.
Or is this just when you're?
No, there was like a room you had to go to.
Right.
Like a microwave room.
See, when I was in, it was like your section would get locked up because it was a non-violent crime. So I get put into a low security. So what happened is they would just lock up the section. So everyone's cells would be opened after 7 o'clock. So that's when everyone's cell phones.
We had cubes.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
we had cubes.
What's that? Like,
so there's no door on your cell.
Right.
And the wall only comes up halfway.
Is that like a dorm type? No.
Yeah, dorms.
I like it.
And the wall only came up halfway. So if you were on the top bunk, you could see over the whole dorm.
Oh, can you? Right.
And you can see everybody on the top bunk.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but is it good to get the top bunk in there, or is it?
No.
Because that's a weird.
I was stuck on the top bunk. Like you want the bottom bunk. That's if some of you if you have it, people will pay you for it.
I know.
They'll give you like $100 for it.
What's the difference? Because again, I don't mind the top bunk, but again, there's always that thing when you go into prison. It's like, no, you shouldn't like your top bunk. Your house, you like top bunk.
Yeah, like I didn't give a fuck, man. It was like whatever with me because I was like, but the older guys. guys, they got to climb up and climb down.
Aye.
And they don't want to do that, so the older guys want to be on the bottom, and then I'm young, so I can fucking jump down in the middle of
if they're a vet as well,
in the middle of the night. They got to take a piss, and all of a sudden you hear boom, and you wake up and you're like, what the fuck? Fucking old Ron's down there on the fucking floor. We got to call the fucking CO because he's all fucked up. Send him down to the infirmary.
There's nothing worse than something happens when you're sitting there. Let's see if you're one time I was coming back from my job. And there was this other guy cycling on the other side of the road. I still feel bad this day, right? But I was so high and I was just like cycling, and the guy went boom, fell off a curb, right? And he's just fell. I've heard douche, right? And
he flipped the bicycle.
And he fucked his head big time, right? And I just went, I'm high, so
you just kept going.
And probably guy died.
No shit.
No, kid, no, he's probably good. But what do you call it? No, but. But that's what I'm saying. So whenever I've came over here, man, it's a completely different world, man. Like,
I imagine. I can imagine. I've been a lot of places too. I've left the United States. I've been to Asia.
Oh, have you actually left the country before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been a lot of places.
There's a lot of people in America that have left America.
There's a lot of people that just don't leave. Like, it's like because in America, you have to have money to leave.
Aye, and
one plane ticket's like $1,500 to leave the United States to go to any other country. It's like $1,500.
Well, do you know my flight ticket?
That's like a once a year thing. People save up all year just to be able to afford the plane ticket. Not alone the hotel and the fucking, so people
I think in Europe, because it's
people don't go nowhere.
You can go for like £400-300.
You can catch a train and
Spain
and everything's connected.
Aye, so it's Europe's kind of like America's. Everything's connected.
The States.
It's basically the same thing. Europe's kind of like.
It's like hopping on an Amtrak and going to Colorado or something.
Apart from people just speak different languages. And
yeah, it's pretty wild. Like I didn't do the European. I never went to Europe.
Did you say you went to China or just Asia?
No, I've been to Asia. I've been to I did China. I did Thailand.
Did you do the moon party? That's all in Thailand, no.
The what?
The moon party.
The moon party.
Party.
No, I didn't.
It's like this big thing they do, and I think it's like the full moon every year, and it's like a big tourist thing.
So what happened is I flew. I had little. I don't really want to put too much of my business out there, but I had a little import-export thing going on when I had a little bit of money.
Right.
So I used to fly to Shanghai.
Right.
And I used to stay in Shanghai and then take care of my business, but then I used to fucking train all over fucking China.
Right,
6 hours this way to fucking. So I used to train from Shanghai to Shenzhen.
Right.
And then once I was in Shenzhen's like the tech capital of China, where you can buy all the little components for. Yeah. So I used to go down there and I used to do a little business in fucking Shenzhen, and then there's like little towns and shit you can hit in between Shenzhen and fucking. Shanghai.
How were you getting stuff over there, like business-wise, at a really good price, kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you would go over there.
Electronic. I was building
and
things here.
Before, like, you've got the online, or was it cheaper even if you were to do it?
Oh, listen, I could go down there and buy a component for 35 cents, whereas if I went online here to get it, it'd be $15.
Oh, was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a hustle then. So you could make your flight money back in no time if you.
So yeah, the plane ticket round trip was like $1,800, and then once you get to China, your money goes a long way.
Oh,
yeah, dude, your money goes. Listen, my hotel room per night was like $26.
What was that?
Yeah, per night in Shanghai.
Was that mad nice?
It was a shoebox.
Oh, was that? Right.
You know what I mean? Like you go, like literally, you just close the door and there's a bed, and like there's a TV, and then there's like little cubbies next to the bed to put your stuff.
Right.
And as soon as you swing your feet out of the bed, there's like maybe like 4 feet in between you and the wall, and then there's a door.
Was there any weird like communist books or anything instead of the Bible? See, like on the side, was there any like weird?
Oh, you mean like communist fucking like propaganda?
Did you see any of that?
Oh, I was in such a culture shock. Because listen, I was like 24 when I went over there, and I had never left the country. I mean, I had been to Mexico a few times and Canada, but dude, when you get to China. And everybody looks the same, and they're like just moving like herds of bugs. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm only 5'7", and I was 2 feet taller than everybody there. You know what I mean? Dude, it's like they move in herds. Like you ever seen like on the Discovery Channel, where, like you just see the ants moving all at once?
Oh no, the birds that do like circular motion.
Yeah. That's how they. It was just such a culture shock, man. Like I didn't understand how to get anywhere or do anything. Like so. I had a guy over there that I was dealing with that I was lucky that met me at the airport. So luckily I had him, because if I didn't have him, I don't know what I would have done. Because I wouldn't even be able to navigate. I wouldn't even be able to get to the hotel because things are so backward. Like everything's written vertically. You know what I mean? Like they don't write horizontal. Yeah, they write
down
everything.
there,
Yeah, everything's written vertically, and it's strange. It's a strange place.
I can't imagine learning Mandarin would be very easy.
Well, there's Mandarin and there's Cantonese.
Oh, is it Cantonese? Right.
So depending on what part of China you're in. So in Shenzhen, it's mostly Mandarin.
Apparently, if you go over there with an English accent, you can get a job as a teacher like that. Apparently.
Teaching English.
Yeah, teaching English, you can get a job like that. Apparently.
Yeah. So after my first trip to China, I actually went back by myself without my contact there, and it was a little bit more easier for me to navigate the country because and technology. And a few years had passed, so technology had come a little way. So there was like translation apps that I could use, and so there was like a thing I could hold up to the sign, and it would translate it for me in English right on my screen.
Signs horizontal.
Yeah, it'll be like fucking drinks, and it'll be like food and drinks, and I didn't know what it was. It could have been a nail salon, and it was like food and drinks. I was like, all right, now I can get something to eat.
You never get any tattoos over there, did you?
No, nothing like that. I don't know.
Come back with a Chinese menu.
I could probably go over there and be a tattoo artist.
No,
just because of our English accent, we can go over there and a lot of opportunities.
Anything you do over there, they like, see in China and stuff. I think one of their biggest surgeries is people like widening their eyes because they want to be westernized.
They want to be American. Yeah.
And it's the same with a lot of these countries. They try to lighten their skin and stuff like that as well. There's a lot of people. People like westernized so much. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why over there, the English teachers, if you speak English, they go, oh, boom, boom. I watched a documentary one time and it was talking about this guy that went over, basically scammed, saying that he was this like spokesman for like this big. He knew nothing about it. He just went over there and they knew it as well. They were like, listen, there's a hotel. Just say this and just be white.
That's funny.
And he just went up. He made a fortune.
That's funny.
But again, I think it's just the West. They idolize the Western lifestyle.
Everybody wants to live the life that we
come over here. They go, oh shit.
What the fuck?
You need to be fucking rich as shit.
Listen, the America, we are scamming the rest of the world. That's all it is. This is America's one giant grift. That's what it is. It's one fucking giant fucking Ponzi scheme.
China's just sitting there waiting.
No, China's.
They're part of the like they buy our debt and stuff, don't they? I think they buy our.
Well, we prop up the Chinese economy because we're the number one importer of Chinese goods.
And then
so there's
a give and take, guys.
Everybody thinks that China's got us, but listen, if we were to start making things here, then and stop buying Chinese, then their whole economy would just implode.
I think Trump actually kind of showed that, like, see with he started saying, "Listen, we'll ban all your tech companies, all this stuff." Like, people started panicking over there.
Huawei, and they arrested the CEO or whatever his daughter that was here.
I think she was a CEO or something. It was Canada.
Huawei, Canada. Vice president. Yeah, they held her in Canada and grabbed her. Yeah, so there's it is what it is, man. You got the Chinese Communist Party that runs everything.
I've got a Huawei phone because in Britain, I don't know if you can buy them over
here.
Dude,
Huawei makes good phones.
No, they're good phones. That's what I'm saying. I bought a really good phone. The camera was amazing. You could zoom in like far as hell. It was like 4 cameras on the back.
The P20 and the P21.
Yeah, Pro. I can't remember what one I got. It was like, the one I got was the best, like the highest end one at the time, and then I lost it in Spain when it was fucking steaming. So I came back thinking I had insurance. I was like, it's cool. I've got insurance. I came back. They're like, no, you've got damage insurance, motherfucker. So then I'm like, can I buy another phone, please, for an extortionate price?
Yeah, they're just as expensive as iPhones.
That's what I'm saying. It was
1,100 euros,
but it was the camera that they sold me on. So because at that time, that's when I wanted to start doing like the videos, and then. Again, I started doing it, and then I fucking had to get another dog shit phone. So it's
funny. So you went to prison in Scotland.
Yeah. So basically,
for 3 years you were in prison in Scotland.
So basically, what happened was, right. So whenever I was younger, I used to sell like hash. Right, hash is over there. That was more common. You never had weed as much. So like in like the early 2000s. It was mostly hash. So
where do they make the hash? Where does that come
mostly
from?
Morocco.
Was it Morocco? So it gets imported from Morocco into the UK.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, let's see, like if you think of hash now, you think of like really good high quality hash that's really soft and stuff. Yeah. This stuff had chunks of plastic through it and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers would, whatever they were making it in, they would put a bunch of stuff in it to make the weight up. So you would get a bar and you would cut it in half and like big chunks of plastic bags and shit would come out and stuff.
Wow.
And it was just dog shit, but that's what everyone was accustomed to. So that's why in Spain, like in Europe, everyone smokes.
But did it get you high?
Yeah, it still gets you high, but it's just low. But again, you've got nothing else like higher quality weed or anything, so that's the high that you're used to. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So eventually weed came into the scene and stuff, but that stuff, I used to sell that for ages. I ended up owing money. Like, my house get robbed and stuff like that, right? I end up owing a bunch of money. And the guy said, listen, if you start holding this stuff, he's like, you don't need to thing, and after you pay your bill, you make X amount of money a week.
Right.
So I was like, right, okay, that sounds a lot easier, because I was sick of running around chasing people every Friday for money.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, no worries, done it. Stupid, naive, do you know what I mean? I was only like 16, 17 or something like that, and then 17 I get arrested. But basically at that point, it was like coke and amphetamines, speed, not like meth, amphetamines, like speed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
So it wasn't like methamphetamines, because methamphetamines is made from amphetamines.
Yeah, that's how.
So this was just straight amphetamines.
Yeah, it's like a pasty kinda.
Yep.
It comes like paste, and it would come because I had the pure stuff that would come at my house, and then I would have to mix.
What do they call it over there? Speed.
Speed, yeah.
Speed.
So it's like you can get it in powder form, but whenever it comes uncut.
That's a big party drug over there in the UK.
Well, it's more of an auntie. Like we always make the joke saying it's like for your aunties and uncles.
Really?
Because it's the older generation. Because everyone now in Scotland's like, I don't know if you can Google it, but I think Scotland's like #1 consumer of cocaine.
Really? A lot of cocaine.
Like,
they do a lot of cocaine. They party a lot over there in Scotland. Like the you guys. What kind of music do they listen to mainly over there? The electronic music.
They hate my music. Any music I try to play, even in my own place. I'm sitting in my own house party. My friends are like, turn that shit off. I'm sitting listening to hip hop shit. And they're like,
yeah.
So I know they were listening to like dance music and stuff like that. But again, I couldn't tell you one dance. I've been back and forth from America and stuff, so I've like rap music.
I just know it from like a lot of the old movies I used to watch from like the Guy Ritchie films from like the UK.
Did you watch Trainspotting?
Oh yeah, Trainspotting. That's UK.
Did you watch the second one?
That's Scotland, right?
Yeah. Did you watch the second
one?
Right. See the second one. I was there when they were filming. See, just at the bar.
Yeah.
That bar's in my area. That's kind of okay. That's like 5 minutes.
That's what So when I think of Scotland, I just think of the movie Trainspotting.
I hear it when I
That's it. That's what I think of. Like I think of. Cause that's what they do over there. That's the degenerate.
That's pretty much it. That's what I'm saying. Like, they always try to pretty up Scotland in the tourist videos, like, oh, the greatest country, like, the kilts and shit like that.
Yeah. The bagpipes.
No, what they don't show you is that like, it was funny because one year Scotland got rated as the most friendly country in the world, but it also got rated the most dangerous place in the world. At the
same year?
Like the most knife crime or something like that. So,
a lot of stabbings.
The same year, so there was a comedian that made a joke saying, we're a nice mob, but we'll stab you right after. So it can be a bit wild. That Scotland's kind of got the perception that it's like, oh, it's a really nice, beautiful country. Now there's some dodgy places. Like, for instance, like last week, a boy apparently from my area stole drugs or something, I think, from someone. I don't know the story or whatever, but something happened. Apparently this kid gets stuck in a bathtub with acid, right? Which is shit you would see. Whoever done it is a fucking retard, because that's obviously going to cause some sort of damage where you're going to get caught for it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So this guy's put him in acid and stuff like that, and the boy ended up dying and stuff. Apparently his like, feet and stuff like that get melted away. It's a shame. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you see stuff like that, and you're just like, what the fuck is like that's usually Florida man.
Florida man title,
that's usually one of those Florida man.
Yeah, that's my home state. I know. There's something called Florida Man Challenge. Have you heard of it?
Was you type in your birthday. I've done it before. I can't remember what mine was, but
you type in your birthday, followed by Florida Man.
And it comes up with the craziest.
There'll be a crazy ass article.
Florida man has sex with an alligator. Or some shit.
Yeah, I think mine was something about Florida man, something with his mother, and then he ran her over. And then he went across town and killed her dog or something, shot her dog. Like, fucking, I was like, what the fuck?
I remember seeing the thing with that bath salts as well one time, and it was like,
the bath salts. That was big down there. I had friends that were shooting that shit.
Oh, was it? Aye.
Yeah, I had friends that were fucking banging that shit.
See, in Scotland, the big problem over there right now is spice, which is like...
synthetic, dude. That was in the prison system when I was in there.
You can send it in letters, is that how it was getting done over here? People were sending it birthday cards and stuff like that.
And then, I tried it one time.
I tried it once and that shit.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I thought I was going to die. My roommates,
Me too.
My roommates were away to Vegas and I'm sitting on the couch.
Like, my homie's like, it's just like weed. My homie's like, it's just like weed. I was like, let me hit it. He had it in a bowl. I was like, it's just, and it was blue. I'm like, it was as blue as this fucking light back here. I'm just like, all right. So I took a nice fucking good puff, and I gave it back, and I blew it out. And then all of a sudden, I was like, and I started crawling up the wall. I was all the way up the back of the couch on the wall, and then I started bugging out. It was like, nah.
Mate, I took it one time because I get caught with weed and I had to get drug tested every time, so that was the alternative because you couldn't smoke weed. From what I get told, it's weed that's not, doesn't. So I took it. But
it told me that lie too.
I took it in a gravity bong, which is like
I know what that is.
So I took it in one of those, and I was like, that was shite, man. That was shit, man. So I ended up doing another one. And then I started watching this Scottish movie called Ned's, right? And it's just, all right, man, no, just like really strong Scottish accents. And I was sitting there like, what the fuck? And I had to stand up, and I was like, I couldn't even walk, and I'm like, trying to turn my computer off because the fucking movie was creeping me the fuck out. So it's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, it's funny.
I've never touched that stuff again. I fucking tossed that.
Yeah, me neither. That was one and done for me.
One and done.
One and done. I was like, nope, I'll go get some weed, or I'll wait till somebody has some weed, and fuck that.
I'll do the jail time.
Yeah, fuck all that shit.
But I know that's
great. Funny. So, okay, so you're living here now in Phoenix. We're here in Phoenix now, and so what are you doing for work right now? You said you're working at a laundromat right now.
Funny enough, right? So see, when I used to work here, whenever I came here years ago, just whenever I first moved here, like my dad was like, just try and find a job. Again, never had a job before my life. I was a full-time drug dealer until I moved over here. I never even had a bank account until I moved over here. My dad got me a bank account and they gave me a credit card, and I'm like, you sure? Do you know me?
Do you know me?
And then fucking... I fucked that up. So I ended up, he got me a job, and he's like, oh, try this place. I tried. There was a laundromat that was just opening. But it's like, I'm really close with them. They're like a European family from Serbia.
Okay.
So like, they're very much like me, do you know what I mean? European, they're kind of straight to the point, do you know what I mean? No bullshit kind of. So I get along with them and their family for like years, and I've just moved back this time. And again, like, I've not seen my dad and stuff because of COVID and stuff. And I went down to the laundromat, and then they were just like, oh, do you need help getting money exchanged, help getting a phone, help me try and get a place sorted. So they were helping me out a lot and stuff, and then they said, do you want a couple of shifts just to kind of get you on your feet to get like an apartment because I need pay stubs.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no worries. So I've been doing there. The good thing is though, it's right next to the ASU, so you've got a bunch of college chicks that come in and they're in there for an hour doing the laundry. So
you get to chat them up, huh? And they probably like your accent.
I know, they love it. But see the thing.
It's awesome.
It's so obvious though that like a big old heifer comes in and I'm like, all right, it's just over there. It's just like, that's all chicks. All right, darling, you want the door?
Yeah.
So I start like getting the doors and shit for all the whole.
Is that machine working? Let me come help you over there with that.
All right. I thought it was like that machine. I'm like, mate, that's a wall.
This guy's tripping. No, but yeah. So all right.
So I'm just doing that now. But as I said, that's not going to cut it. I've already paid my rent until August with the place. I've got money sitting aside. As I said, I've got.
How are your streams doing? What is that? Is that doing all right?
Well, it's
that doesn't. We don't really do that over here.
Because I think this recently just remained.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's not really a thing over here.
No, that's my side hustle. So that's like my little side hustle, and I get that's my passive income essentially. Do you know what I mean? So like for instance, right now I'm working, but like I'll have random days and I'll make like £300 or something like that just from like a couple of sales from Scotland. Yeah. So I get the money transferred to my UK account, and then I just transfer it to an account I can use over here. Yeah. So that's kind of handy just for like extra money and stuff like that.
I'm not a 9-to-5 guy. I can't do the 9-to-5.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get. I was hoping that was going to be sustainable, but it's not. It's just a passive income. So what my main goal is to get a pickup truck. I want to try and get something like I want to try and start like just a small company, say just like a dump removal or something. Something where I'm not pure crazy 9-to-5 bullshit job, but
make your own schedule, kind of do your own thing.
It'll be a pickup truck where it will be my transportation, but it'll also be my business.
A pickup truck, yeah.
What you guys call it? Yeah. But I imagine being the fucking pickup truck, you know what I mean? I tried riding a skateboard one time. That was a sight to see. Yeah,
I was never a skateboard guy. I never rode skateboard. I was never a skater or anything like that. I used to rollerblade.
I
did that back in the day.
You used to take the wheels out so you could grind and
shit. Yeah. You know what's up.
FX ones.
Yep. I had I had
FX ones, I think.
No, I didn't have FX ones.
It may have been different over here. A
little bit different over here, yeah.
FX2s.
I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the skates I had.
You would take the rubber thing off the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that off.
Take that shit off. Take the two middle wheels out so you could grind. Dude, I used to carry like fucking things of wax with me. So if I was out somewhere and I seen so I could wax up and I could grind it. But I stopped doing that in like middle school. Once I discovered like marijuana and girls. That was it. Once girls and weed and pot.
You started throwing shit at people doing that?
Man, my skates went in the closet. And I was fucking trying to hang out and smoke pot and fucking chase girls every day after school.
It's funny though, because I see people like our age, like roller skating down the street and shit, and I'm like, see if I was in Scotland, see if someone was roller skating down the street, I would punch him. Right
Call him a pussy.
Punch him right in the fucking neck.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
No, but it's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Let's see over here, you can't even like see in Scotland, see if you were riding a bike, like cycling. People be like, also, yeah. But over here, no one gives a shit.
No,
you know what I mean?
nobody
Everyone's
cares.
in scooters and shit, but over there, people will fucking throw shit at you and stuff.
That's hilarious. A lot of differences between here and there. It's almost like a culture shock if you don't understand it.
Because I've been here before, it's definitely I understand it a bit more. But again, it's still like with the amount of homeless and shit like that, and just like whenever I first moved out here, like you always hear America, the greatest country in the world, right?
Yeah.
And I seen a homeless guy eating in broad daylight out of the trash, and I'm like, what the fuck's that?
How is that? Like, how is this the greatest country on earth? And there's people that can't find a place to live or anything to eat.
And it's like they're left out. It's only churches. It's non-profit organisations that are. It's no government. There's not a lot of government places to help them. Essentially, it's
well, here in this country,
don't want to help
there's no funding. There's like the mentally ill in this country. There's nothing for them. No, there's no places to even put them. Like there's no hospitals to put them. There's no programs for them.
And that's what the homeless. See, honestly, most of the homeless people I see
mentally ill.
They're mentally ill. They're talking to themselves, banging their heads off walls.
A lot of it's substance abuse, drugs and alcohol. It's drugs and alcohol, or they're mentally ill. Because listen, if you're not what's that?
I think it's about both as well sometimes.
Or it's mental illness exacerbated by fucking drug and alcohol use.
It's been made worse.
So it's like a trifecta.
That's why I was literally sitting there going, what is it that's out here that's making people, why is there so much crazy people? But as I'm saying, that it might be just that they've had some sort of issues, but then the drugs that they're taking is just...
It exacerbates it, yeah.
So exactly. I think that's definitely what it is, because I've not seen so much crazy people in my life.
I know, it's wild, man. It's wild, especially out west. Like, you don't really see it out east too much. I mean, every major city has their homeless populations, but out here, there's thousands.
Because it's the weather.
Like California, thousands. Thousands.
It's seasonal, do you know what I mean? Like California, it's nice enough.
70 degrees all year. You could pitch a tent over here on the grass and nobody's going to tell me to move.
Well, did you see in one of the beaches that they were letting them during the pandemic?
Venice.
The cop came down and said, listen, every one of you motherfuckers are getting the fuck out.
They kicked him off of, they got him all out.
Because the guy went...
Dude, they were starting fires out there. They were stabbing people.
I think the mayor tried to do like a press conference like, in front of all the tents, and a naked homeless woman came up and tried to stab her.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely fucking perfect.
That's how the police guy came down. He's like, do you know what? All you motherfuckers are getting the fuck out of here. Especially you naked fucking stabber.
Absolutely. That's perfect.
So it's
perfect.
Wild, man. But...
All right. So, dude, I can sit here and talk to you all night long.
As I said, mate.
This is going to be good. I intentionally have not met up with you since you've been here because I wanted our first interaction to be for the on camera and for the subscribers, because there's that initial chemistry when you first meet someone that you don't know, and there's that special that reaction, and I wanted all of that to be on camera, and I think we captured that good.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
I could have came and picked you up tonight, but I made you catch a $30 Uber ride over here.
But that's what I'm saying. But because if we were sitting there in that 30-minute ride down here, we could have lost the authenticity.
Right, we would have talked about things that I would want to save for the podcast, and
I've actually heard other podcasters saying that whenever they meet up before, they'll not talk about something because they'll keep it for the podcast.
Exactly,
because you don't want to repeat yourself.
Exactly, yeah. So that's that's what I wanted to do here, and I'm glad I got you in here, and dude, I love talking to you, man. This is fucking fun. I think like we could just sit here and fucking just talk all night long. So
as I say, man, I'm definitely, and we'll try and figure out like structure.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be like a better format to all of this. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna plan out each episode, and have segments, and as we get into it, it's gonna slowly evolve. I think I want to get into doing skits like out in the public. You know what I mean? Like going to Vegas and like I want to I know it's been done 1,000 times, but I want to dress up like an old man, like get the professional makeup.
You can get the fucking rubber.
Oh yeah. I want to do that and like go mess with like the Las Vegas the girls out on the strip. I've got so much shit going on inside my head, so it's gonna be fun, dude. All this is gonna be fun.
I'm good for that, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and this is the episode that you guys have been waiting on. This is what I've been talking about for months. Goodwin's finally here in America, and we're gonna try and work through this accent he's got here and try and get him.
Slow process.
We're gonna try get it dialed down a little bit so you guys maybe understand him a little better. But I'm sure you guys will pick out fine.
I'll just make some subtitles if you guys are bored.
Yeah, we'll do subtitles if we need to. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and fucking cut it off, dude. So everybody, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for hanging in there with me through a lot of the rougher videos I've made, these past 6 or 7 months, because I've just been learning this whole process and learning the cameras and learning the lighting and learning how to set the mics up. And even the interview I did yesterday with my videographer, I apologize. I know the sound was completely fucked on that. This is a learning process for me. There's nobody showing me how to do any of this, so it's just me trial and error. So hopefully the audio on this one was dialed in and, the quality is a little bit better with this one because, like I said, it's just going to be a learning process. So once again, I just want to say thank you to everybody for subscribing to my channel. Thank you to everyone who's been rocking with me since the very beginning. And you know what it is. Thanks for fucking with me.